Cardinals.
Making a move, only a half game behind Houston coming into tonight's play. Hello, everybody. Gary Thorne and Buck Martinez. Delighted to have you with us tonight. You know, it takes a while to get to know you. Well, that's what Tony La Russa has found out about the St. Louis Cardinals. Pitching, they are proving still, is the most important thing.
No doubt about it, Gary. And Tony La Russa and Dave Duncan are new managers and pitching coaches here in St. Louis, and they've had a lot of players. But it's taken them a while to really get together and come together as a team. In the month of June, the pitching has really taken over, and they've been led by young Alan Bennis. Bennis has always had a pretty good slider, and he's got a lot of confidence in his fastball. But it's the curveball now that he's gaining more confidence in, and is becoming an effective weapon for him. But he knows he can always go back to his bread and butter, that good fastball. It has been the pitching that has turned around this ball club here in the month of June.
For the Atlanta Braves, Buck, you use a guy like Dave Justice and figure you get one of the best of the game. He leaves, they're still 21-11 without him.
Well, they're world champions, and they've got a lot of depth. And Chipper Jones is playing like a veteran. Hit his 15th home run of the season last night against Todd Stottlemyre. And he knows that he can pick up the slack for the loss of Justice. They also have other
exchanged at home plate. The Cardinals and the Braves ready to go at it. And Steve Avery, the left-hander on the mound for Atlanta, has won only one of his last 5 starts, going 1-2-2. Leo Mazzoni, the pitching coach, saying there are some mechanical problems to watch for.
Steve Avery has the type of delivery where he has always arched his back a little bit when he started forward. But what he's doing now is he's starting to arch his back as his leg goes up, and it's throwing him off balance a little bit and bringing his pitch up in the strike zone. So we're trying to get him to stand tall and not arch till he goes forward. And also his changeup in his last start was 71 miles an hour, which is 5 miles an hour down from what he normally throws it at. So he's trying to back his changeup down too much. So we want him to throw his off-speed pitch harder. You know, it sounds contradictory, but the least amount you can take off and still be effective. So we expect Steve to come out with an off-speed pitch tonight that has a little more quickness to it.
So Buck Martinez will be watching Steve Avery tonight.
Yeah, you've got to watch his delivery, because when he arches his back, that causes his arm to travel too far around his body, and that'll lead him up in the strike zone, and that's why he's been hit around so much lately.
And there he is, Steve Avery, taking the mound, 6-6 on the season. Buck will tell you about him in just a minute. The St. Louis Cardinal lineup he'll be facing tonight. Tony La Russa having Royce Clayton leading off tonight at short. Willie McGee will start in right. Ron Gant will be in left field. Gary Gaetti at third. Brian Jordan, a great series in center. Tom Pagnozzi will be doing the catching. John Mabry will be at first base. David Bell will get the start at second, and Alan Bennis will be on the mound for the Cardinals.
Going to the mound for the Braves tonight is Steve Avery, making his 17th start of the season. This will be his 3rd start against Atlanta. He's 1-0 and actually had 2 very good starts way back in the month of April against St. Louis. Beat them 1 time. He is really struggling right now, as we mentioned. He is 0-2 in the month of June with an 8.06 ERA. Everybody you talked to on the Braves staff says, hey, his stuff is okay. His location has really hurt him a lot. He has been too much up in the strike zone with his fastball. And as you heard Leo Mazzoni say, his changeup has been too slow. And that gives hitters time to make the adjustment. They can read changeup, and then they can make the adjustment. Defensively behind Avery, it's Klesko, Grissom, and Witten in the outfield. Mark Witten starting for the 2nd time since joining the Braves. Up the middle, it's Blauser and Lemke, and they're really happy to have Mark Lemke back in the lineup. He was out with a banged-up thumb, and the pitchers used to go into the trainer's room every day and said, hey, get Lemmer back in the infield. We need him. And he is truly the best fielding second baseman in the National League.
And we are ready to go. These teams playing a 4-game series. They split the first 2. Steve Avery. Royce Clayton, first pitch, line drive, base hit, and a shot. And right away, we see what Leo Mazzoni, the pitching coach, was telling us before the game, Buck Martinez.
Now, that's a pretty good scouting report the Cardinals have on Steve Avery, because Royce Clayton was sitting on first pitch fastball, and it was up in the strike zone. Take a look at the location of this pitch. Lopez slides to the outside corner, but the ball stays right about belt high, and Clayton rips it right over Avery's head.
Avery just has not been able to get the ball in the strike zone where he wants it. It's in the strike zone, but it's not where he wants it. And here's Willie McGee, the switch hitter. Willie McGee getting a start. One of the favorite St. Louis Cardinals back home. Love this guy on this team, and he, of course, have been with them in their last championship year, one of 3 left in that championship season. Quick throw, and almost got him. Avery has picked off 1 this year and almost got his 2nd.
Boy, he is quick to first. Good tag by McGriff, and almost got Clayton before he could get the hand back on the bag.
Clayton has stolen 14 bases and been caught 8 times this year. Avery, teams run on him because he's got a delivery that takes a while to get to the plate. McGee's got a base hit to right field. Witten over there will make the throw back in. It'll be cut off, and 3 pitches and back-to-back singles by Clayton and McGee for the Cardinals. 2 on and nobody out here in the first inning.
Well, last time out against the Giants, Steve Avery gave up 10 hits in 4 2/3 innings. And it appears as though the pattern has continued here tonight.
Buck, he has never had a season since his rookie year where he gave up more hits than innings pitched. Steve Avery this year has now given up 109 hits in 104 innings. That is not a good sign for a pitcher. And here's former Atlanta Brave Ron Gant getting back into the lineup last week with this team after being on the DL. He had been batting in the leadoff spot until this game, and he had been doing a good job in the leadoff spot.
Well, Tony La Russa put him up there so he could get a lot of at-bats early when he first returned from the DL. Now he feels comfortable, and La Russa says, let's get him down in that RBI spot.
3 for 7 in this series. 2 on Clayton at second, McGee at first, and the breaking ball misses down low. And a 2-0 count on Gant.
Let's take a look at Steve Avery's delivery. Watch his back. Right as he starts to unload, see how he arches his back? That's something he's always done, but Leo Mazzoni believes that right now he's arching it a bit too early, and that is causing him to stay up in the strike zone.
And he's way outside to Gant, and the count goes to 3-0.
When you've had the success that Steve Avery has had, and you go through a stretch like this, it becomes a mental thing. Now you start searching for problem areas. Leo Mazzoni is always aware of what makes his guys throw effectively, and he also knows what causes the problems.
3-0 pitch, and he had a green light on the 3-0 and fouled it back. 3 ball, 1 strikeout on Gant. Interesting you should say that, Buck. I was talking with Don Sutton, the former great pitcher in the National League, who's now a broadcaster with the Braves. Last year he had a meeting with Avery in September when Avery was struggling and questioning himself. Sutton said, I sat down and told him I had a streak where I didn't win in 9 starts. And then I came back in a relief appearance, and then I won 9 in a row. And he said, you've just got to stop the mental part of what you're doing to yourself and understand your mechanics, which are difficult. They're going to get out of control once in a while. You can bring them back. Don said I told him that, and he came out the last couple of months, and he had a pretty good playoff and a great World Series.
Well, it makes a lot of sense because starters are only out there every 5th day, so they have a lot of time to think about what's going wrong for them.
Don Sutton had a lot going right for him.
Most of the time.
He ended up 19-9 that year when he lost 9 in a row. The runners go. Called strike, throw, and he's safe. Stolen base, double steal. But Gant is out of there. Clayton steals third. McGee goes down to second with the runners going, and a called 3rd strike on Ron Gant. 1 down. Bryce
Clayton gets his 14th stolen base of the season. Ron Gant didn't like the call, felt the ball was inside. Let's take a look at it. Javi Lopez was set up inside. That caught enough of the plate. Lopez's throw is to the inside of third base. Look at Gant at the top of your screen. Gets a good break on the 3-2 pitch. Lopez's throw is to the shortstop side of third, and Chipper Jones saves a run right there with a good grab of that wide throw.
It is a double steal, 2 in scoring position now, and here is Gary Gaetti. And a line drive base hit into right field. It'll score 1. Clayton in. McGee the turn. Slipping in the outfield was Witten, and 2 score. And man, did they have a shift on Gary Gaetti. They had everybody moved over to the left side in the infield, and he hit the ball the other way into right center field.
Well, he's a veteran hitter that made an adjustment. In the first 2 games of this series, the Braves really played Gaetti to pull. And that time, he said, I'm going to cross him up. Watch the approach by Gaetti. He stays closed. He's looking for a pitch outside and serves it into right field. Mark Witten's got a tremendous arm, but he lost his footing. Willie McGee subsequently scores easily from second base, and the Cardinals are up 2-0.
28 RBIs now for Gary Gaetti. And Brian Jordan up. There's Gaetti, who's been in a bad slump. Gaetti, that's just his 4th hit in 39 at bats. Brian Jordan has been just the other way. He's 4 for 6 in this series. And he's red hot. And he's got a base hit into left field. Plesko will get it back in, and stopping at second base is Gaetti. And what a disastrous start here for Steve Avery. I mean, they're coming up there and they aren't even waiting on the pitches. And 2 runs are in, 2 on, only 1 away.
Now Jimmy Williams is looking at the defensive charts now, and he's moving the outfielders around. Remember, they really like to overplay the hitters because generally their pitching staff is so good at command of the strike zone. Gary Gaetti has already crossed them up once tonight.
Badly. A double play depth in the infield. That one line to left field. Pesco over is going to play it on a hop. Making the turn, Gaetti. Gaetti coming in, cut off at third. 3-0 Cardinals. An RBI single for Pagnozzi gets him out of an 0 for 5. And the Cardinals are tearing up Steve Avery.
Looks like the Cardinals know what's coming. That was a breaking ball that stayed up, and Pagnozzi hammered it. And quickly, Leo Mazzoni is out of the dugout, and he's going to go have a talk with Steve Avery.
Wow.
Watch the elevation of this breaking ball. That's a looping curveball that stays right out over the plate about belt high. And Gary Gaetti makes the turn around third base, and he comes in to score. Klesko's throw is cut off at third. And the Cardinals have jumped all over Steve Avery here in the first inning.
And 3 of the 5 hits have come on the first pitch against Avery, whose ERA here in June is just astronomical for Steve Avery, for anybody.
Mike Bielecki, the right-hander, begins to throw.
So there are still 2 on, and here's John Mabry, a power-hitting first baseman for the Cardinals, 4 for 8 in the series. Takes the pitch inside, ball 1, runners will stay. Jordan, with real good speed, is on at second. Pagnozzi is on at first base.
This is a little bit like the old-fashioned Cardinal rally. Run, 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 keep the pressure on, step up, swing at the first pitch, and it's led to 3 runs.
Station to station. And ending up at the depot at home, I might add. Foul back, a ball and 1 strike. There is Tony La Russa coming over from Oakland, where he spent 9+ years. He's been manager of the year 3 times, has won a World Series, and regrouping the Cardinals. John Mabry. Avery checking at second base. Mabry whipping on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gary Gaetti, 2 RBIs on the single he picked up. His young boys on hand here tonight. Was playing golf in the clubhouse with him. So a happy daddy right there. Here's the 1-2 to Mabry. Tried to slice the outside corner, Avery did, and missed it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Already down to the 7th man up in this inning. See how Mabry's numbers have improved. 2-2 the count. Avery's pitch swung on and missed. Good pitch down low that time. He's got 2 strikeouts.
This is about the first good pitch that Steve Avery has thrown this inning. He got run again on the inside fastball, but look at this breaking pitch down and away from Mabry. Watch his back again. This is the key point. He stays more upright right there, and he didn't arch as much until he got into the pitch. Leo Mazzoni went to the mound, and his catchphrase for Avery tonight was stay upright.
2 down, 2 on. Fakes a throw at second base as Lemke will move in to cover the bag. The left-handed hitting David Bell coming to the plate. Brian Jordan, the lead runner at second. The Lemke just going out of your picture to the left there. He swung way around towards second base, though. Lemke staying close to the bag. And the fastball taken for a strike here. 3rd generation of this family. David Bell working in the infield for this team. Only 23 years old. Buddy Bell, Gus Bell, now David Bell. 3-0 lead, 2 on, 2 down. Avery trying to work his way out of this. Misses up high to him, a ball and a strike.
Gary, the big thing that Avery has to think about right now is making sure he stops the bleeding right here. Remember, the Braves have a potent offensive club themselves. 3 runs for them is just a swing of the bat. So you've got to save these runners on base right now here in the first inning.
Plenty of time. It is just the first inning. And Bell down to first base. That's a fair ball. Making the turn is Jordan. He'll score. Picked up by Witten. He'll hold him to a single. Cut off by McGriff. Over to third goes Pagnozzi. A 4-0 lead as Bell comes through with his 6th RBI of the season.
Bobby Cox would love to be able to stay with Avery and attempt to get him straightened out. This is something that has gone on throughout the entire month of June. This pitch is away from Bell, and once again, it's above the belt. Just too high. The delivery looks okay right there, but now his location is still staying up, and watch the frustration. He sees that ball go by Fred McGriff at first base.
A 4-0 lead. All the hits in this inning have been singles. There are 6 of them, though. Runners on at first and third now, and the pitcher, Alan Bennis, who's 4 for 28. He's got an RBI chance here in his first at-bat before he's even taken to the mound. Steve Avery coming into this game was 6th in hits surrendered. This first inning has not helped that standing, nor his ERA. There's the fastball, misses down low, 2 balls and 1 strike.
And you see what happens when you're all over the strike zone. You don't get those borderline pitches that you once did when you had good command of the plate.
Javi Lopez working behind the plate for him, and he's way out of the strike zone to the opposing pitcher. 3 balls and 1 strike. He has thrown 25 pitches already.
And he has never been a high pitch guy. He would get a resolution of an at-bat very quickly.
9th man up in the inning, 2 down, 3-1 to the opposing pitcher. Foul back into the screen, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Steve Avery, 1 more to get out of it. He has a chance to strike the side out, ironically, here, even though he's given up 4 runs and 6 hits. Third base, Pagnozzi. Bell at first, and a line drive.
Bobby Cox knows that this is a long-run deal, and he's trying to be patient enough to give Avery a chance to get out of this inning, maybe right himself.
Well, here's the man who started it out, Royce Clayton, against Avery. Led this game off with a single. He's got over a .380 batting average now against Avery in his career. That's why he's leading off this ball game tonight, as the Cardinals have used 8 different leadoff batters this year. Clayton has done it before. Tony La Russa said before the game, when I got a guy who's hitting almost 400 against the opposing pitcher, I want to get him as many at-bats as I can against that pitcher. So he's leading off.
Now, Tony doesn't miss too many opportunities like that when he has those kind of numbers in his favor.
A 2-0 count, 2 down. Runners at first and second base. Check swing, he went around. Bill Hahn, the home plate umpire. Angel Hernandez, Ed Rapuano, and Terry Tata, first, second, and third for this game. 2 ball, 1 strike count. David Bell's on at second. The pitcher Bennis on at first. Avery laboring mightily. Gets the high strike in the outside corner. 2-2 on Clayton. He's lost 10 pounds already.
Well, Bilecki's already. He's just tossing every so often just to stay loose.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Outfield playing the other way on Clayton. And it's up high, lays off it, and the count is full. There is nothing coming easy right now for Steve Avery.
Now, there becomes a point when it's counterproductive. He's already thrown 31 pitches. And you can bet his mind is spinning right now. What in the world is going on out here?
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Runners will be going. And the delivery on the 3-2 is foul back. And it'll stay full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
You might say, why in the world would Bobby Cox stay with Steve Avery after giving up 5 runs? It's the track record. He's one of their horses. Even though Clayton has worn him out, a couple of home runs and 5 ribbies.
La Russa wanted to give him some at-bats. He didn't know he was going to get 2 in the first inning. 3-2 runners go, and he strikes the side out. What a game. First inning, 5 runs, 7 hits for the Cardinals off Steve Avery.
Find out how Best Buy's appliance area.
Very early 5-0 in this game as they get to the plate for the first time. For Bobby Cox's Atlanta Braves, Marquise Grissom will lead it off. Lemke, switch hitter. Jones, McGriff, Klesko, Witten getting the start in right. Javi Lopez doing the catching. Blouse is at short. And Avery, the pitcher, batting ninth.
23-year-old Alan Bennis goes to the mound, makes his 16th start of the season. He's 6-4 for Tony La Russa's St. Louis Cardinals. Overall, he has been on a roll. His last 6 starts, he's got a 2.06 ERA. Fastball, slider, curveball, and he's starting to use the changeup much more effectively. His strikeouts to walks is a pretty good ratio. Kept the ball in the ballpark fairly well. 11 home runs on the season. One concerning aspect of his season this year is the left-handed batting average. They're hitting .322 against him, and they've got McGriff, Chipper Jones, and Ryan Klesko here. Behind Alan Bennis, it's Gant, Jordan, and Willie McGee in the outfield. Brian Jordan makes his 6th start in center field. He's normally a right fielder, but Ray Langford gets the game off tonight. Take a look at a play he made in St. Louis on the 15th of June. It looks like it's going to be extra bases, but he dives and makes an outstanding catch. That was the day that Ozzie Smith announced his retirement, and Brian Jordan later said he dedicated that game to Ozzie Smith.
An Aussie kind of play. Marquise Grissom, the leadoff batter, 5-game hit streak for him. Leading it off, playing in center field, 9th in hits in the National League, and he puts that one to first, caught on the fly by John Mabry, and Grissom is retired. 2 pitches, 1 out here in the first inning.
Gary, sometimes it's difficult for a young guy to pitch with this kind of lead early. You have a tendency to forget about all your pitches, and it's important for Pagnozzi to make sure he throws everything. Pitch like it's nothing to nothing.
He's had a long time to think about it. He's had 2 wins, a loss, and 2 no decisions in his last 5 starts. Mark Lemke takes the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Lemke's gone 0 for 4 so far in the series, in and out of the lineup. Alan Bennis on the mound tonight. His brother Andy Bennis got the win over John Smoltz in the first game on Monday, 9-2. That game was the one Smoltz was going for his 15th consecutive win and didn't get it. Atlanta came back and won it last night, 4-3. Second base played there by Bell. And Lemke's retired, 2 down. That's what Alan Bennis wanted, 2 quick outs. After your team's had a big offensive inning, you want to come back and retire the other side just as quickly as you can.
Want to get your hitters back up the plate.
Here's Chipper Jones. Did not take batting practice or do much of anything, including sitting on the bench prior to the game. He has some migraine headache problems and had them tonight, but wanted to play, so he's in there. 1 for 8 in the series for the hard-hitting third baseman of the Atlanta Braves. 2 down, bases empty here. And he goes after that Bennis delivery down and away on the slider, 2-1.
Now, Chipper Jones plays like a 10-year veteran. You never really hear too much about him except all the positive things. His preparation is tremendous.
He's a good one. Bennis gets over to cover in an easy inning. Mabry made the flip, a 1-2-3 inning, so we've completed 1 here in Atlanta. 5-0 Cardinals. Here after the DL.
Well, he had a hamstring problem, and I asked him before the game if there were any lingering effects, and he said no, everything's 100%. Now see, that's a pitch Avery normally gets, but he struggled so much with his control that the umpire wouldn't call it, wouldn't give it, and he can't really expect it. You're all over the place, and you can't expect to get a call right on the corner.
3-0 the count on Gant. That's exactly what happened the first time before he struck him out. He comes back on the swinging strike, 3-1. Gant has had the green light both occasions, 3-0. Tony La Russa said before the game he put Gant in the 3 spot because he's been on everything in this series, driving the ball hard. Driving the ball hard. Deep right field. Goodbye home run. A 6-0 lead as Ron Gant delivers his 9th homer and his 30th RBI. 10 home runs given up by Avery.
Well, they signed Ronnie Gant as a free agent for the long ball, and now that he's healthy again and back in the lineup, he puts a big swing on a Steve Avery fastball away from him. Boy, that front side stayed closed, and he had right center on his mind the whole at bat.
So it is a 6-0 lead. 6 runs on 8 hits for the Cardinals. There is Ron Gant. He is really back. His first at bat, he came off the DL, was against the Mets, and he hit a home run in that at bat. Ball club's getting things turned around. They've won 8 of their last 12. They are beginning very much to look like a team to be contended with, especially in the Central Division, where getting to 500 gets you to the top. 1-1 delivery. Gary Gaetti takes it inside. Gaetti had a single and 2 RBIs, beating the shift. Look at this shift. The Ted Williams shift in reverse. That's the second baseman, Lemke, over there behind second base. It's the first baseman on the right side all alone. Foul tipped into the mitt, 2-2.
Well, Bobby Cox and Jimmy Williams saw Gary Gaetti in his heyday in the American League, and they know how much of a pull hitter he is. So Jimmy Williams, in charge of the defense, moves everybody on the infield to the third base side of second.
That is a strange alignment. Boy, you just don't see this. 3 infielders on the left side.
Lots of teams in the American League will play Joe Carter like that.
And he's gone. Called third strike. The irony is that Avery's got 4 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3 in this game, is trailing 6-0.
Well, he's like 2 completely different pitchers when he's up in the strike zone and when he's down. When he gets the ball down, like this strike 3 pitch to Gary Gaetti, he's very effective.
Oh, he's got 2 away here with a run in on the homer by Gant, and this one's a base hit down the line. Klesko going over to get it. Brian Jordan's on his way to second base, and he's got a stand-up double. Jordan didn't waste any time. He picks up his 13th double of the year. 8 of the 9 Cardinals, and we're only in the second inning, have hits, including the pitcher, Alan Benes.
Well, Bielecki is just standing by now. He's been up twice. I tell you one thing, the Cardinals are sitting on the first pitch.
Wow. Pagnozzi, RBI single his first time up, taken away. Oh, you and I, Buck, were talking with Leo Mazzoni, the pitching coach of the Braves, before the game. We had heard rumors that the problem for Avery this year was that he was throwing too many changeups. And Mazzoni said, no, it's location.
And boy, we have seen that tonight. He's just been up in the strike zone, and they're allowing him to stay out there, hoping that he can right himself. Not so much for this game, but for the next start.
Runner at second base, 2 down. Pagnozzi's hit Avery hard in his career, fouls that one back. Pagnozzi has gone 11 for 29 on Steve Avery with 1 home run. Those kind of numbers with hitters against pitchers, you can't explain.
Well, after a while, it's just a confidence thing, because you know you hit the guy well.
Fouls that one off the fist, a ball and 2 strikes on him.
And you know, you'll ask Pagnozzi what it is that allows him to hit so well against Avery, and he might not even know. I just see the ball so well. Ronnie Gant with a big home run here to right center.
His second career home run off Avery. 1 ball, 2 strike count, 2 away. Runner at second base, good speed is Jordan. Pagnozzi getting out of the way. Down to the knees on that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Steve Avery, 7-13 last year, lowering his ERA this season by a whole point from 4.67 to 3.78 coming into this game. And there's a shot, 1 hop by Blauser. He'll make the play, and that will be the 3rd out. Pagnozzi is retired. But a run in on a couple of hits. Avery giving up the homer to Gant, the 10th he has surrendered this season. 6-0 St. Louis. Let's take on the White Sox Sunday night game of the week, 8 o'clock Eastern and 5 Pacific, right here on ESPN.
Frank Thomas is liable to have 90 home runs by the break. He's got 98 ribbies. He's got 76 ribbies already.
These numbers this year are kind of scary, aren't they?
Albert Bell with 25 homers.
Fred McGriff with 19. How about Brady Anderson leading baseball? Played at the bag by John Mabry. McGriff's retired. One down here in the second inning. Brady Anderson, 26 home runs.
Well, his career high previous to this season was 21.
The Elias Sports Bureau are good friends there who have such great numbers. I can't remember the year, but the biggest year for the most players hitting 30 or more home runs, it was only 16 who'd done it. This one is rocketed down the line and right by Ryan Klesko. McGee goes over to get it. Klesko's on his way to second base. And he's got himself a double, the first hit for the Braves.
Well, Ryan Klesko is one of the better mistake breaking ball hitters in the National League, and that's what he got. He got a big curveball from Alan Bennis, and watch where this curveball stays. Up right where he loves it, and Bennis is lucky that he didn't get any lift on this thing. He hammers it down the right field line all the way into the corner.
He can drive a baseball, too. Fourth in home runs in the league. Klesko's at second base with a double, and Whitten, the switch hitter, up. Mark Whitten, the newest acquisition. Finish what I was saying. The home runs, though, this season anyway, there's a chance for 43 players right now are on pace to have more than 30 home runs this year. It would double the number from baseball history. That's how far the ball's traveling this year.
Well, and that team record of 240 is in jeopardy. Seattle Mariners are on a pace, although now that Ken Griffey Jr. is probably going to miss a month, that might hurt their chances.
Yeah. Whitten cut by Philadelphia. Acquired by the Braves to help in right field with David Justice out of there for the season. For the Cardinals, in '93, the 25 homers and 99 big RBIs for him.
Including that 12 ribby game, 4 home runs and 12 ribbies.
Never consistent. So he's played for Toronto, Cleveland, Cardinals, Boston, Philadelphia, and now in the Atlanta Braves uniform.
Now, he's a good pickup for them. He gives them versatility as a switch hitter.
And Whitten, left field. Gant. He'll put that one away, and there are 2 down, runner at second. Let's check in with Kyle Ravitch. Carl?
Hi, Gary. Thank you. I want to update the condition of Dodger manager Tommy Lasorda in L.A. A press conference now that alerts us to the fact that Tommy Lasorda, beyond the ulcer, suffered a minor heart attack on Sunday. Today, he underwent an angioplasty to relieve a minor blockage. He'll stay in the hospital 2 to 3 days. He is now resting comfortably when he rejoins baseball, if he rejoins baseball. Still up in the air. Gary?
Tommy, we send along our best wishes to you.
Sure do, Tommy. Hope you get better and back on the field. We know that's where you want to be.
Tony La Russa and Bobby Cox are both trying to get through today on the phone and could not. Obviously, that's the reason why. 2 down here, runner at second base. And swung on by Javi Lopez, the catcher, 2 for 7 in this series. When Tommy goes into the hospital, you know it's serious stuff. 11 home runs, 35 RBIs for Lopez, 20% effective in throwing base stealers out. A bit of a controversy here in the fact that Greg Maddux has been caught by not Javi Lopez.
Eddie Perez has caught his last couple of starts, and Maddux has had real good games.
But this is clearly their catcher. There's Perez.
Now, Javi Lopez is such a good offensive player that you're going to have to be patient with him. Bobby Cox knows that he wants his bat in the lineup.
Not an easy thing to learn to call a baseball game, especially when you got starters the likes of the Atlanta Braves have. Guys who pretty much know what they want to do.
Well, that's the thing, too, and they all like to work quickly, and sometimes Javi doesn't have a real good game plan in his mind, and it'll take a little time to sort out the situations. Glavine loves to work quickly. Maddux loves to work quickly. But you have to just sit the catcher down, especially a young catcher, and say, listen, this is my game plan. This is what I want to do, and let's try to work it out.
Bennis's pitch is hit deep to left field by Lopez. Way back. Goodbye home run. A 2-run shot for Javi Lopez. And the Braves are on the board 6-2.
Well, pitchers can put up with a little extra time for Lopez to call a pitch if he pounds the baseball like that. Javi Lopez, 12th home run off of Alan Bennis. And the Braves are cutting into that 6-run lead. Watch this swing. No doubt about that one. I'll tell you what Alan Bennis thinks about that pitch.
He didn't have any doubt either, did he? So a 6-2 game, and as we said, it is so early in this ball game. And with the power in this Braves lineup, beware. Number 12 for Lopez on the season. Only the second hit, both coming this inning off Bennis. He has given up 5 home runs to right-handers and 7 to left-handers this year. Here is Jeff Blauser. 0 for 6 in the series. 1 for his last 19 now for Blauser. And it's a 3-0 count on the Atlanta shortstop. And the fastball is right there. 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 down. Bennis with that fastball, slider, changeup. 24-year-old, 6-4. Right up the middle. I got it. 3 down. Blauser on the soft liner back to the mound, but a couple of runs in as Javi Lopez delivers the 2-out, 2 RBI homer. Has given up the 2 runs on 2 hits, both coming in the second inning on a double and a home run by Lopez. Avery, a swing of bat, fouls that one off. Avery, as we said, can't hit a ball.
That does wonders for Alan.
This is off of Alan Watson here in Atlanta. Opposite field home run.
Yahoo. His 1 home run of the year, 9 RBIs. Goes opposite field with that one, but not nearly deep enough. Gant puts it away, and Avery is retired to start the 3rd inning. 1 down. With a good house on hand, they are drawing very well here in Atlanta again this season. Why not? Averaging almost 34,500. World champions. Loyal following. Last year they'll be playing here in this ballpark. They'll move across to the Olympic Stadium site across the street next year. Not this year. They have got a road trip coming up that lasts about 5 decades as they clean out for the Olympics here. 1-0 count. Marquise Grissom. That one drilled deep left field. Will it stay fair? It's gone. A home run. And suddenly it's 6-3.
Marquise Grissom hit a leadoff home run last night that sparked a 4-3 victory, and here he jumps all over a high breaking pitch. That looked like a slider that just sort of spins out over the plate. There was no doubt about this one. He hammered this inside the foul pole deep into that first deck of seats beyond the left field fence.
It doesn't look like that 6-0 game anymore, does it?
Not at all.
A 6-3 ball game, 10th of the year for Grissom, who's got a 6-game hit streak. Mark Lemke, who grounded out his first time up, takes it inside, ball 1. So 3 runs on 3 hits for the Atlanta Braves, 2 homers, Lopez and Grissom. 13 have now been hit off Alan Bennis. Lemke check swing to short. Royce Clayton. 2 down. Ryan Klesko, another one of those power guys on this team that makes the Atlanta Braves so dangerous. as a ball club that can come from behind because one swing of the bat by so many of their guys can do it.
Now, that's why they lead the National League in home runs. They've got 110 now with 2 here tonight.
And another guy who can get it done. Grounded out his first time up, Chipper Jones. 6th in the league in runs scored. How's that for a guy who hits in the number 3 spot in your lineup? He's getting on base and getting home. The guys behind him, like McGriff, picking up RBIs. Bell, nice play and a big hop. And that'll retire Chipper Jones, but the home run by Marquise Grissom here in the 3rd inning has pulled the Braves to within 3. 6-3 Cardinals.
ESPN's Wednesday Night Baseball is brought to you by Glidden, the company that makes the world a colorful place.
Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta. Gary Thorne and Bud Martinez. Cardinals taking the early lead 6-0, but it's now 6-3, top of the 4th inning as Steve Avery goes back to work against Royce Clayton, who has singled and been caught swinging.
Already thrown 66 pitches, but look at the 3rd inning. Just 9. They go 3 up, 3 down.
Line drive, base hit. So Clayton continues his assault on Steve Avery. 2 for 3 in the ball game. And a leadoff single here in the 4th inning. Tony La Russa hasn't missed much in making those decisions. We're keeping you posted on the NBA draft and the picks throughout the night. Leadoff man on, Willie McGee. Singled and scored in the 1st inning. Grounded out his last time up. Avery makes the throw over.
Brad Clontz begins to loosen up down in the Braves bullpen.
You know, Bobby Cox would love to give Avery a chance to have a win if the Braves could have a big inning, get him through 5. But that may be a struggle. Hasn't walked anybody and has struck out 4. Willie McGee batting at .316. Runner at first base. Pretty good lead for Clayton, who can steal a base. And the pitch, the high strike called on that one. Strike 1 on McGee. Clayton taking a look. 15 steals, including 1 in the 1st inning of this game.
Avery does a great job of neutralizing the running game. He has caught 6 of 11 base runners that have attempted to steal off of him. He's also had 3 pickoffs.
Got a number of moves over there, including a step-off move. Hurries it up to get to the plate that time, and it's fouled off by McGee. 0-2. Well, Willie McGee picking up a single in his first at-bat. Now just 12 hits shy of 2,000 for his career. 37-year-old outfielder, as we said. He and Tom Pagnozzi and Ozzie Smith from the '87 National League champion Cardinals. He has gone and come back since then. Fastball taken inside, 1-2. He gets standing ovations back home in St. Louis. He is a crowd favorite. He's just a wonderful person and a very good baseball player.
And he always gave everything he had, and that's what was appreciated so much by those Cardinal fans over the years.
1-2 delivery way outside Lopez. Clayton back in, eating a little dirt. Lopez got it down there in a hurry.
Now what that does when you throw behind the runner at first base, that makes him aware to shorten up a little bit. Take a look at the throw by Lopez. Remember the great pickoff in the World Series of Manny Ramirez. Same type of play. And they cut off the momentum of the Indians.
2-2 delivery and a little chopper to short. Go for 2. They'll get the force play there. And that was close.
Well, that
Clayton
ball
was speed, almost beat it.
Yeah, and the ball almost died before it got to the shortstop. It really was eaten up by the grass, and Blauser just almost made the wrong decision as Clayton was out by a half a step. Willie McGee really gets sawed off here, and the ball is just trickling towards shortstop. Blauser has to wait for it, but still thinks he's got a shot at Clayton. Well, I don't know.
Boy, that was really close. A line drive towards the gap in left center field off the bat of Ron Gant. Cut off by Klesko. Throw coming into third base. Didn't hit the cutoff man, and into second goes Gant.
Willie McGee was aware that Klesko couldn't get stopped, and he is a left-handed thrower who had to throw across his body. So when he came across the gap in left center to cut that drive off the bat of Ronnie Gant, McGee saw the play right in front of him and said, he can't throw me out, and challenged the arm of Ryan Klesko. Watch Klesko come over from left field. Has to take a couple extra steps before he can brace himself and throw. And Willie McGee still has the wheels to go all the way around first to third. Look how he watches Klesko. Kind of an in-your-face stride over to third.
And that will be it for Steve Avery. They cannot get him through the fourth inning. He leaves responsible for the two base runners on. And a breaking ball misses outside, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Ponce with that sidearm breaking ball is real tough on right-handers to hang in there. Bobby Cox is hoping he can get out of this inning and save those 2 extra runs.
Cagnozzi's been a good clutch hitter. 3-2 count on him. Ponce walks him. And the bases are loaded again. So bases loaded. Still 2 down here. And a powerful hitting first baseman, John Mabry's coming up. Mabry has struck out and grounded out. He is the only Cardinal without a hit in the lineup. He's got a shot right here with the bases loaded. Ponce delivers, and that one towards center field is deep. Grissom back, reaching, and makes the catch. Marquise Grissom denying Mabry the extra base hit and saving at least 2 and probably 3 runs. Another one crosses here in the fourth. Cardinals up by 4.
Back in Atlanta, bottom of the fourth inning, Cardinals lead at 7-3, and it could have been worse than that. 2 runners were on with John Mabry at the plate against Brad Clontz. 2 outs, and Mabry drives it toward the alley in left center. And look at Marquise Grissom. He was a step toward right center, but makes a running catch of the ball just short of the warning track in left center. That would have been extra bases and 2 runs in for sure.
It's a big play.
Acknowledges the run-saving catch.
With everybody running on that, 3 would have scored easily if it falls in. But it doesn't. Bennis goes back to work. As we go to the bottom half of the fourth inning, McGriff, Klesko, and Witten up. McGriff grounded out his first time up. He is 8th in the league in home runs and 5th in RBIs coming into today's play. 305 in the year. Fisted on that one to short. Clayton had a wait on that one. And McGriff is retired. 1 away in the fourth inning.
Clayton wasn't sure how soft that ball was hit. He kind of waited for it. Alan Bennis made a perfect pitch on Fred McGriff. He got that fastball right in on his hands about bell time and jammed it for the easy out.
First appearance for this Bennis against the Atlanta Braves. And right now he's got a 7-3 lead to work with. Ryan Klesko doubled his first time up. And he rips that one back into the screen.
Now that is what you call a powerful swing.
Yes.
He loads that thing up, and he stands with a slightly open stance and then closes up as the ball's coming toward him. Watch how he finishes up this swing. He's not thinking about looping it in the left.
Or looping it anywhere else. Somewhere outside the county, maybe. Inside, misses on that one. A ball and a strike. He now has 8 doubles, 3 triples, and 22 home runs for extra base hits. Real fine average for a guy who strikes out a lot. He has struck out 66 times. A prototype power hitter. Extra base hits, home runs, and Ks.
You know, he's done a pretty good job, too, of being able to separate defense and offense because he's a natural first baseman. And they've asked him to play left field, and he's done all right out there. Obviously, he's no Joe Rudy by any means, but he's been able to play well enough that Bobby Cox doesn't even think about taking him out of the lineup. Obviously, with those kind of numbers, you want him in there every day.
And he plays every day. Alan Bennis with a fastball blew that one by him. That is the first strikeout for Bennis in the game. 2 down in the 4th inning.
Coming into this game, we had talked about Bennis and National League left-handers rating .322 against him. But now he's starting to understand the value of coming inside that powerful left-handed hitter. That's Andy Bennis, his brother, who is starting to turn things around personally here in June as well.
And one of the reasons, 2 of the reasons you've seen why the Cardinals are getting it turned around. They have gone 13-9 here in the month of June. Need a win to get back to 500. 2 down, bases empty. Mark Whitten flied out his first time up. Bennis, little chin music to him right there. A ball and a strike. Bennis has struck out 68 now in the 94 innings that he has worked, while walking 37. Pretty decent ratio. Bounces that one. 2 balls and 1 strike.
There's Dave Duncan, who was responsible for so many good pitching staffs in Oakland over the years, and now he is starting to put together this pitching staff. Got a little Oakland influence on the staff as well, with Todd Stottlemyre in the starting rotation.
Bounced right back to him. And Whitten will be retired as Bennis makes the move. 1-2-3 inning here in the 4th. It remains Cardinals up 7-3.
Cubans, of course. The Cubans are the reigning Olympic champions.
Here's Willie McGee. 2 on, 1 down. Infield double play depth, except Chipper Jones, who sneaks in there at third. McGee's, I told you, still has the great wheel, so he keeps an infield, especially a third baseman, on it. If he catches you playing back, he will lay a bunt down for a base hit in virtually any situation. Chipper Jones has to stay right on the cut of the grass at third. And he tries to drive that one by him. A ball and a strike. Tony La Russa's club. 37 and 38. Willie McGee trying to add to their lead here. They've got 13 hits in this game now. McGee will back off as Clance takes too long. McGee waiting. Clance delivers. Chop towards first base. McGriff, pitcher covering Clance, did not get there in time. It'll be an infield hit, I think, for McGee. Tough to score it any other way. There's the speed, and the bases are loaded.
Well, you were right about that, Gary. Willie McGee always gives you everything he has going down the line. This was not going to be a double play ball by any means, but Brad Clance is a little bit late getting over to first base, and Willie McGee beats him to the bag. Bang, bang at first base. Watch McGee's foot. Does he get on there before? Oh, I don't know. Tough to tell right there, but the umpire at first base, Angel Hernandez, waved him safe. Infield hit for Willie McGee.
That is the 6th infield hit McGee has had this season, and the bases are loaded, and Ron Gant comes up against Clance here with 1 out. And he drills it towards the gap in left center field. Marquise Grissom going back to get it. 1 run in, 2 runs in. Coming around to score. McGee going to third for the triple. The throw, not in time. A bases loaded triple for Ron Gant. A 10-3 lead for the Cardinals. And Gant, a shot at the cycle in this game, already has the home run, the triple, and a single.
And Ron Gant hammers this ball. You can see that it stayed on the inner half of the plate. And Tony La Russa put him in the third spot tonight so he could drive in some runs, and he's done just that. All the way to the wall. The throw to third base by Blauser is not in time, and Ron Gant has a 3-run triple.
And the infield drawn in. Gant looked back to third. Clance makes the play, and Gaetti is retired. 2 down. So Bobby Cox seeing the big blow coming here in this 5th inning.
Willie McGee scored all the way from third base, but look at the effort by Ron Gant. Head first slide into third ahead of Jeff Blauser's relay. And look at the enthusiasm. He drives in 3.
His second triple of the year. He has a 4 RBI ball game and 33 RBIs on the season for Gant. Did they miss him on the DL? You better believe it. Jordan with a chance to drive in another run here. Fouls that one back. A ball and a strike. The former Atlanta Brave, Ron Gant, loving it here at his old launching pad. Doing damage to his former team. Bonds with a 1-1. And Jordan reaching for that one, fouls it back. Javi Lopez takes a look, but no play. Ball and 2 strikes on Jordan, who has doubled and singled himself in this game. Well, Klontz got himself in trouble. Won by the single picked up by Bennis. The opposing pitcher has done damage tonight. Bennis with those 2 singles. An RBI and a run scored now for Alan Bennis. 1-2 count. And the fastball a little bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Gary, this guy is really developing into a real good run producer as well. Starting to understand more about looking for pitches in particular counts. Being more selective with base runners on.
Taps that one to short. Blauser makes the throw, and he just got it there. But 3 runs in on the bases loaded triple by Gant.
They lead. He won on Monday as the Cardinals beat John Smoltz to snap his 14-game win streak. And Allen, his younger brother, is in the driver's seat tonight, up by 7 runs.
Big 15-hit attack for the Cardinals. As we go to the 5th inning, the Braves will have Lopez, Blauser, and the pitcher due up. There's warm-up action, though, in the bullpen for Klontz. And swung on and missed by Lopez, who delivered his 12th home run in the 2nd inning with 1 on board. He and Grissom have homered in the game for the Atlanta Braves, and at one point had cut that 6-0 lead to a 6-3 lead. St. Louis has refused to stop. Bennis misses outside, a ball and a strike. Braves here at home have lost only 14 games. They're 30-14 at home. They had the best record last year in the National League at home, tied for first with 44 wins. They're on their way to being number 1 at home again in the National League. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery. Foul back into the screen on a fastball, 1-2. Bobby Cox's clubs have won more games over the last 5 years than any other team in baseball. It's a huge success. Foul back.
It was somewhat frustrating because they couldn't win that World Championship that they were looking for. They had such great seasons, and then disappointment of losing in the playoffs, losing in the World Series. A little bit of fresh blood on the team now with Ryan Plesko. He got to the World Series and wears that World Series ring.
Strikeout number 2 for Bennis as Lopez is retired swinging. 1 away here in the 5th inning.
Well, this is a curveball, and it's something that Alan Bennis is starting to get more confidence in. It's a totally different look for a breaking ball. He's had a good slider. He's got the good fastball. And now a curveball is just another breaking pitch that changes the plane of the hitter.
You really do need the 3 in this day and age in baseball. There aren't many guys who throw hard enough, consistently enough to rely just on the fastball anymore. Bennis can throw hard, but with that slider and a change, he can really be effective. Jeff Blauser lined out softly back to the mound his first time up. 0 for 7 in this series against the Cardinals for Blauser. Seeing his average dip down under the 250 mark, 243 now. 1 away, base is empty, and Blauser takes it down low, 2-1. Andy Bennis has not lost a game at night this year. Alan Bennis, yes, the pitcher right there, 41 in your hearts. 5-0 at night, 1-4 during the daylight hours. The Bennis brothers.
Allen pitching tonight, of course, Andy, the older brother, and Adams pitching at Peoria in the Midwest League. He's 2-1.
He's liking this part, isn't he? Watching his brother. This one down the right field line. Mabry giving chase. The first baseman has no play on it. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Andy's 5 years older than Allen, and it had been 10 years since he had seen him pitch in high school. He got to see him pitch in the '91 College World Series when Allen was pitching for the Creighton Blue Jays. Andy himself pitched for Evansville in college.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Blauser. 1 down, base is empty. Fans are doing the wave. That's the noise you hear. And the pitch is up high, 3-2. Greg Smith has come in the on-deck circle. He'll be hitting for the pitcher, Brad Clontz. Bennis last year had some arm problems. That one driven to left field by Blauser and near the wall, Ron Gant.
Ron Gant's done that before in this ballpark, playing for the Braves. He knew just exactly how much room he had in left field. Jeff Blauser looked like he got enough of this thing, but it was down toward the end of the bat. So it didn't really have the carry on it necessary to go out of the yard. Watch Gant. Right before he slams into the wall, he makes the catch.
He's doing it all tonight. 4 RBIs, chance at the cycle. Gant making good defensive plays. 2 down, and here's Dwight Smith, pinch hitter. And Bennis misses outside, doing for a ball. For Smith this year, his primary job has been coming off the bench, and he's done it well. Pinch hitter, 9 for 30, 3 pinch hit home runs, and 6 pinch hit RBIs for him. Lecky's been up all night, and he's more than ready. 2 ball, no strike count on Smith. Alan Bennis delivers, chopped down to second base. And that'll do it as Bell makes the play over to Mabry. A 1-2-3 inning for Alan Bennis, retiring the side in order and protecting the Cardinal lead.
The power.
Here all in Atlanta. Mike Bielecki comes on here to work the 6th inning against the St. Louis Cardinals. Bielecki pitched on Monday night in his series. 16th appearance of the year. 0-2. He's done a good job. Doesn't get to pitch an awful lot with this loaded pitching staff, but when he has gotten in there, he's been effective.
And he'll try and shut it down as Brad Clontz went an inning and 2/3, charged with 3 runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, 1 intentional. After Avery gave up in 3 1/3, the 7 runs and 11 hits. A 10-3 lead for the Cardinals. Pagnozzi walked his last time up. The RBI single came in the first, and they got their 5 runs on 7 hits off Steve Avery to start the game. And he just swings through that one and missed out on it. Jeff Blauser's come out of the game. Rafael Belliard has come in at short now. Blauser's been struggling at the plate. Maybe the injury as well that's kept him out of there a little bit with the knee and legs bothering him. Fastball. That one misses up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Bielecki didn't think so. He was waiting for the catcher, Jaime Lopez, to throw it around the infield. But that's the only guy that counts, Bill Hahn.
Only one call will do. Here's the 2-2 by Mike Bielecki, and that one's foul back. Reached for a high fastball that time. Stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Pagnozzi. Mabry and Bell due up here for the Cardinals. Braves have allowed 21 hits as a high this season. Came June 7. Where else? Colorado. Went after the high pitch and drives it to center field. It's going to stay in the yard. Wilson backing up, hauls it in. Pagnozzi's retired. 1 down here in the 6th. Long out. It's an out. Pitcher smile.
In fact, now as he walked by him, he said, I should have been out before.
You can say that when you're up 10-3. John Mabry coming up. Mabry's 0 for 3 in the ball game. He wants to break in or he'll get fined for embarrassing the team in a game like this, probably, if he doesn't get a hit. Batting .333, broken bat, ground ball to first. McGriff backing up. Pitcher cover. This is like spring training. Bielecki gets over on that one and gets it. He's 2 for 3 in that department now.
Well, the first throw he made to Avery was not a very good one. It was behind him, but he's getting better and better as the night's gone on. This one right on the edge of the grass in the outfield makes a perfect throw to Bielecki covering.
2 down.
Fred McGriff is having a career season. 19 homers, 63 ribbies.
Maybe an MVP season.
MVP type of season. That's about the only thing that he hasn't done now.
2 down, and the bases are empty. Here's Bell. David Bell is singled, 1 for 3. Batting at .216 on the year. Bielecki trying to retire the side in order. That's only happened once for Atlanta pitchers against the Cardinals here tonight. These two teams playing a 4-game series will go at it again tomorrow. Mike Morgan and Greg Maddux are the scheduled starters. Foul ball down below us here. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Two-one count. 2-0. Mike Bielecki, who's been both a starter and reliever in his career, moved his way around. 3 ball, 1 strike count. He can give you some long innings, long relief work, even a starter if needed. That one to right field. Mark Whitten. And a 1-2-3 inning. Good job by Bielecki coming on here to retire the Cardinals in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th in Atlanta. Cardinals have the big lead.
You're not going to go home and leave
Your first of 2 for you here on ESPN. Cubs and Dodgers will be coming up. Our second half of the doubleheader. He's gone the distance. 24-year-old right-hander Alan Bennis. Got a couple of complete games and 1 shutout this year.
Just 3 hits on the night. 2 of those have been home runs. Grissom and Javi Lopez.
Goes to work here against the top of the order. And Marquise Grissom, who had one of those dingers, came in the 3rd inning, his 10th home run. 6-game hit streak for him. .288 average and 9th in the league in hits. Grissom will take it down low, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. He's tried to take a few more pitches, get himself a little better on base percentage. Not somebody who's historically drawn a lot of walks in his career. Fastball, that one misses again. 3 balls and no strikes.
It's difficult for a guy that's a free swinger like Marquise Grissom to go up there and consciously say, okay, I'm not going to swing this time. Trying to work his way on.
21 free passes this year, 38 strikeouts. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Braves do have that great balance. They are 4th in runs coming into this game, 1st in homers, 2nd in slugging, 4th in on-base percentage. That's mighty powerful with their pitching staff. And Grissom is on. He drives the 3-1 fastball to center. Marquise Grissom gets his 2nd hit. And just the 4th off Alan Bennis tonight. That'll bring up Lemke, who's 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice, 0 for 6 in the series. He rarely strikes out. He's the 8th hardest to strike out in the league. Good hit and run man. Down 10-3. Might not see a lot of that here. On the other hand, what do the Braves have to lose? Try and create something. Grissom will get a big lead at first. Mabry's going to play off and behind the baseline. Popped up, second base side. Bell backpedaling. And Lemke is retired. Back to first base, Grissom. 1 down. I want to remind you our coverage of the Tour de France presented by Michelin will bring you the best riders in the world. They'll take to the streets of France. Defending champion Miguel Indurain will be going for his 6th straight victory. Lance Armstrong, one of the best hopes of the American riders. You'll see that coverage Sunday at 3 Eastern and Monday at 12:30 on ESPN2. Tour de France. St. Louis with a 10-3 lead. And the step off, but nobody's on the bag anyway at first. Chipper Jones has grounded out twice. Takes the strike on the inside corner.
Remember when they first brought Chipper Jones up, they didn't know just exactly where they were going to play him. They thought left field, maybe even shortstop, third base. Seems to be pretty well set at third now.
That one up the middle, a base hit. Stopping at second base, Grissom. Gordon will get it back in. And the Braves have 2 on here in the 6th inning with 1 away. And the cleanup batter, McGriff, coming up.
They've sent up a couple of left-handed hitters here in the 4th and 5th spot in this lineup that can get you back in the ball game in a hurry.
Lesko, one of those, who follows McGriff in the order. Fans are looking for the big blow right here. McGriff has grounded out twice. 19 home runs on the season. Already a couple have been hit off Alan Dennis in this game.
He's in a bit of a slide right now, but when you start out as hot as Fred McGriff did, you'll keep your average over 300 even though you're 5 for 53.
Still hitting 304. That's how hot he was. Dennis checking at second and off the bat to first, and they'll make the play there. Easy out. Second out as McGriff's retired.
It's a pretty good example of why Fred McGriff is struggling right now. A little bit impatient. Swung at a pitch he didn't really want to. Kind of really in between here. Down and away from him, and he hits it off the end of the bat. A weak grounder toward first, and the slump continues.
So Ryan Klesko now will be called on as McGriff could not get the big hit. His clenched jaw there in the dugout. Klesko has doubled and struck out. 2 in scoring position. A 10-3 lead for the Cardinals. And he fights that one off the end of the bat, checking it. Went wide to Jimmy Williams in the coaching box. And Souvenir.
Klesko hammered a double down the right field corner back in the 2nd inning on a slow curveball that stayed out away from him.
Takes that pitch, came back inside, missed down low with it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Klesko at 277 with runners in scoring position. Dennis trying to end it right here. Misses outside to him. 2-1. He has not walked the batter. Has struck out 2. Primarily let the D do the job behind him tonight. 2-1 the count. And falls behind 3-1.
Well, the walk's a pretty good number for him, but when you consider he was staked to a 5-0 lead before he ever towed the rubber, you would hope that he wouldn't walk anybody.
Klesko expecting one to hit here. 3-1, but it's down low, and there is the first walk given up by Bennett. It'll load the bases for Whitten.
Knows that he's got a very deep bullpen and has been very effective against this Braves ball club. For the season, they've worked 26 2/3 innings That's the bullpen, and allowed just 1 earned run. So if Bennis should run out of gas here in the later stages of this game, he's got a lot of weapons down in that bullpen down the left field line.
Tony La Russa says that is the toughest job as a manager in both leagues. When to pull the pitcher. And when you think about it, it's the one you'd most often have to make game after game. Base is loaded, and Witten takes it up high for a ball. Just his second game in an Atlanta Braves uniform, starting out in right field again tonight. Swings through that one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Little slider had a bit of a tilt on it. Marks going right over the top of it. A couple of career grand slams for Witten. Still looking for his first hit as an Atlanta Brave.
Bennis, and there it is, a base hit into left center field. Grissom will score. It'll end up being an RBI single as Jones scores. 2 up there for the Braves. It's a 10-5 game.
Well, Dave Duncan, the pitching coach, has made his way out to the mound now. Alan Bennis already talking to himself before Duncan got there. Atlanta has touched him up for 5 runs, and that's T.J. Matthews heating up.
It's just too close if you're a Cardinals fan. Not quite close enough if you're an Atlanta fan.
Mark Witten got a ball up in the strike zone and hits it over the shortstop's head into center. Well, the Braves still striking back to get in this thing.
So 2 runs in on 3 hits and a walk in the inning. All the hits here have been singles. Runners at first and third. And Javi Lopez got a home run in the second inning. And Bennis misses outside to him. This inning, Alan Bennis has fallen behind the hitters. That'll set you up.
Well, you might start to wonder whether or not the fact that he had a couple of hits tonight, and he's been on base a couple of times, have sapped him of some of his strength. It's a hot, muggy night here in Atlanta.
It's contributed offensively, but when pitchers do that, it can take their toll. Runners on at first and third. Klesko at third. Witten on at first. Another big moment in this game because another run here to cut this to 4. And it looks like a whole different ball game.
Look what the starters have done. They've averaged 7 innings in their last 26 starts, and Alan Bennis is trying to continue that string here.
He's up at the 80 pitch mark. It's not that he's thrown a lot of pitches in this game so far, but the location's got to be a little bit of a concern.
He's starting to creep up in the strike zone, and Dave Duncan and Tony La Russa are really keeping a close eye on him.
20 pitches thrown this inning. Runners at first and third. 1 ball, 2 strike count, 2 away. And that one off the fist outside of first base. Mabry giving chase. Will not have a play. Remains 1 ball, 2 strikes on Lopez.
What do you think, Dunk? Should we go to Matthews? Got Belliard on deck. DJ should be ready. Wonder if Bobby Cox is thinking about the move taking Jeff Blauser out of the game.
One, 2 the count on Lopez. And towards short. Clayton is there. Force at second base. Goes to Bell to get it. Oh, Bennis gives up a couple here on the 3 hits. St. Louis Cardinals, though, still have the 10-5 lead, and their starter still in there.
Introducing the Michelin X1.
Home run kings with Frank Thomas, two-time MVP of the Chicago White Sox. They'll get it on Comiskey Park in Chicago. Indians White Sox Sunday 8 o'clock. And Ozzie Smith will stand in as the pinch hitter. Ozzie batting for Alan Bennis. Ozzie scheduled to start in the ball game tomorrow. Started last night on his farewell tour. As baseball fans know, he's made the decision this will be the last year. They came, they saw, they were seen. Bilecki on the mound here, the third pitcher for the Braves. Takes it down low. Ball and 2 strikes on Ozzie. Mike Bilecki. Foul back by Ozzie.
Now, Ozzie Smith, obviously a Hall of Fame type career. He announced last Wednesday that this would be his last season, and he will stay in a Cardinal uniform and finish up his career as a Cardinal. 2,416 hits.
Hauled in by Klesko. Tony La Russa's had a bit of a problem with Ozzie this season, a very unfortunate, really through the press matter, where Ozzie thought he was going to play more, and he thought Tony had told him he was, and Tony said, I made it clear the best shortstop would play, and I thought Clayton was the best shortstop. They've ironed that out and got it behind them, but incident that both of them, I'm sure, wish had never come to pass.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because Ozzie Smith certainly throughout his career has been the epitome of class around the Cardinal organization. And there were times where it got pretty ugly. But they have both put a punctuation mark on it now and moved on.
Braves tomorrow will have a special presentation to be made to Ozzie. Each of the locales where he goes for his final appearance, he'll be recognized. Made plans to do it tomorrow. Pitch is taken outside. Ironically, the man at the plate is the man who's gotten the shortstop job, Royce Clayton. It's part of the reason why. There's been a strong offensive force. 3 singles in this ball game. Ground ball off the fist right back. Mike Bilecki makes the play over to McGriff, and there are 2 down.
Well, Bilecki's done a good job here shutting down the Cardinals. Little comebacker right to the mound. Bilecki spears it and trots over toward first and makes the throw.
2 down here, bases empty. And McGee with 2 singles and 3 runs scored in this game for Willie McGee. Reaching on the fielder's choice on the other occasion when he crossed the plate. Taps that one towards short. Rafael Belliard makes the plate. And a 1-2-3 inning, retiring the side in order. 7th inning stretch time here at Atlanta. The Cardinals on top. Sherman-Williams pitching summary brought to you by your local Sherman-Williams paint and wallpaper store. There you see for Bentis out of there now with the 5 runs on 6 hits. Walked only 1, struck out 2. Steve Avery, a very tough start. 2 very difficult starts in a row now with the 7 runs and 11 hits in just 3 1/3 innings, the most hits that he has given up in any start this season. 74 pitches thrown. DJ Matthews has come on now in relief of Bennis. Just a hold situation with a 10-5 lead. You get the feeling, though, this game's not over.
Now, it might be over now that the bullpen for the Cardinals is in the ball game because they've really slammed the door on the Braves all year long. As I mentioned, just 1 earned run allowed to the Braves by the Cardinal bullpen.
And the pitch towards center field where they weren't playing him as they had swung around is going to fall in. Rafael Belliard's on his way to second base with a stand-up double. Beware. Jordan one was swung way around to right field. And Rafael Belliard put it almost dead center. An easy double, a leadoff double.
Belliard came in for Jeff Blaser defensively back in the 5th inning, and he hammers a high fastball from T.J. Matthews. Watch Brian Jordan loses his footing, but still gets the ball back to the infield. A leadoff double for Belliard. Remember, we talked about the Cardinals' effectiveness against this Braves team out of the bullpen. All year long, they have slammed the door shut. That's over 26 2/3 innings, an ERA of .34. And now the veteran Rick Honeycutt begins to throw down the left field line.
And Bautista, up as a pinch hitter with a runner on at second base, gets the opportunity. As a pinch hitter, he has gone 1 for 4. Danny Bautista has had only the 20 at-bats this season, appearing in just his 16th game. Acquired from the Detroit Tigers. And the pitch is taken a little bit outside. 2 balls and no strikes. So a chance right here in the bottom of the 7th inning for the Atlanta Braves to cut into that 5-run difference. 10-5 St. Louis lead. Belliard off second base. Matthews pitch, and he misses up high. 3 balls and no strikes. Bautista for the pitcher in that number 9 spot. Marquise Grissom waiting on deck.
We mentioned Rick Honeycutt throwing. Won't take him long to get ready.
T.J. Matthews pitch, and he's off on all 4 and all over the place in doing it. So the walk by Matthews puts the first 2 Braves on here in the 7th inning.
Dave Duncan saw something in the delivery of T.J. Matthews that has had him out to the mound now. Little talk with Fagnazzi. Dave Duncan is one of the best at getting his pitchers prepared for matchups. Take a look at this last pitch to Bautista. Fastball missed outside, and Duncan quickly ran out of that dugout after that pitch. Talking about being aggressive, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and get ahead of these guys now. We've got a 5-run cushion. It's late in the game, and we don't want to give them any encouragement by the walks.
That's the table setting. They didn't want to happen. So 2 on, and Marquise Grissom, who has homered and singled in the game, stands in. Batting at .290, 6-game hit streak, and an opportunity to do damage here. Pitch is taken on the inside corner for a strike. Matthews has been effective. Left-handers hitting only 146 off him. Right-handers 198. He last worked on Friday at Montreal, went 2 1/3, giving up no runs on 3 hits in that game. Braves trying to put some kind of a dent in this St. Louis bullpen. That one towards second base, chance for 2. 1 relay by Clayton, not in time. Good play by Bell to get it over there, though. Runner at third base is Belliard, who moves over on the field of choice.
Well, Clayton had to contend with the base runner, Danny Bautista. And watch Bautista's effort here. His club's down by 5 runs, but he's all over Royce Clayton. That enables Marquise Grissom to beat it out. Bautista is congratulated for his effort.
So runners at first and third for Mark Lemke. And again, Pagnozzi will go out to the mound to talk to Matthews here. Lemke's gone 0 for 3, and Matthews does not want to go beyond Lemke with people on base here this inning.
Now, you don't want to get down to the big boys in this inning. 1 out. Lemke swung at the first pitch last time up, and now LaRusse is going to make a change right here. It didn't take long for Rick Honeycutt to get ready, and T.J. Matthews is done.
Matthews out of there will be responsible for the 2 base runners on when we come back.
I promised you a demon drencher, and you'll get a demon drencher, even if we have to drive to Alaska.
Sorry, we're all out.
So Sometimes you just can't figure out what have we done wrong here.
And the Red Sox have been playing pretty well lately.
Yep.
Sega with his 24th homer.
Well, we get to see a veteran here, Buck.
Boy, he's the epitome of the word veteran, isn't he? He's become a specialty pitcher in that he comes in to switch batters around. Right now, he's going to face Mark Lemke, who will bat from the right side for the first time tonight. Rick Honeycutt has really been on a hot streak. In 9 appearances in June, he has yet to allow an earned run. Just 22 in the 3rd innings. That reflects the fact that he comes in, face a hitter or two, and that's it.
Former A's like Honeycutt, like Dennis Eckersley, like Todd Stottlemyre. Tony La Russa the other day was asked about loyalty to players. He says, I believe in loyalty with performance. I don't do any of this just because I like them. I like them, but they got to perform.
And he's seen them perform so well over the years, and they're still able to get the job done, so they're here in St. Louis.
1 down, 1st and 3rd occupied. The step off, no throw made. Mark Lemke moving in is 0 for 3. Belliard on at 3rd, and Grissom right there at first base, staring down Rick Honeycutt. He's being held on the bag by John Mabry, the first baseman. Lemke, a good contact hitter. And Lemke fouls it off on the right field line. The Braves are really this close. They are this close to making this 10-5 game about 10-7 or 10-8. They're right on the doorstep here. They can get to the big guys like McGriff with a long ball.
Tony La Russa is well aware of that. That's why he has made this pitching change. He's looking for a ground ball from Honeycutt. Honeycutt throws a lot of sinking fastballs just out of the strike zone that hitters will beat into the ground.
That could be the double play ground ball they need right here. The 0-1 delivery. That's fouled off. And Honeycutt goes ahead on the count. No balls and 2 strikes on Lemke. Chipper Jones with power, waiting on deck. A 10-5 lead for the Cardinals. It has gone up and down from the 6-0 lead. Braves have battled back, not really gotten close, but enough to stay in the game. Honeycutt's delivery, and Lemke check swing close, not quite 1 and 2.
Now that's where Honeycutt's going to be for the rest of this at bat, at the bottom of the strike zone and lower.
Turns 42 years old this Saturday.
Lots of late movement on that sinking fastball. Thought he had made a good pitch.
It was a tough pitch to stay away from, boy. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down. Runners at the corners. Honeycutt. And line drive, base hit into left field for Lemke. That'll score. Belliard from Grissom, and it is a 10-6 game with the power hitters coming up.
Now this is what La Russa didn't want to see in this situation. Chipper Jones and Fred McGriff with an opportunity because Mark Lemke hung tough after falling behind 0-2 and singles to left. It's a breaking ball. Honeycutt wanting to get it down a little more, and Lemke lines it into left field. He picks up the RBI as Belliard comes in to score.
20 RBIs now for Lemke. Chipper Jones. De facto and in fact. And a chance with 2 on and 1 away. And the fastball up, a balk. Called by home plate umpire Bill Holm. I think. Yeah, a balk.
And what he's saying is that Honeycutt didn't stop. It's the 2nd balk on Rick Honeycutt this year. And generally that's what the call will be, because Honeycutt works very quickly and doesn't come to a definitive stop. Watch his glove. Boy, that was a stop.
That looked like a stop. It's a big balk. It takes away the potential double play now. No pitch, so you start over again here to Chipper Jones. Two in scoring position for Jones, who singled his last time up. The Atlanta Braves are down by 4, and they are threatening a base hit here, and those two guys could be across. Full windup by Honeycutt. Jones takes the strike. Outside corner, letter high strike. 1-1.
C.J. Matthews was given an opportunity for the Braves as Mark McIsaac warms up down in the bullpen.
A 1-1 count. Center field. Jordan. Warning track. Makes the catch. Tagging up at third. Marquise Grissom. Throw comes in. Cut off. It's a 10-7 game, and Lemke moves over to third.
Chipper Jones just missed that ball. He's disappointed that all he could get out of it was the sac fly because he had a good pitch to drive out of the ballpark. That ball was right down in his wheelhouse. When it first came off the bat, for a moment he felt like it would go. But it hangs up in center field.
58 RBIs for Chipper Jones. Cuts the St. Louis lead to 10-7. And 2 down.
McGriff has homered against Honeycutt. Although he's not had many hits, a home run right now would alleviate that 133 average.
Fred McGriff goes after the first pitch and pops it up shallow left field. Gant puts it away, and Honeycutt gets out of the inning, but the Atlanta Braves had a couple of runs, and they are within 3 after 7.
Let's talk exercise.
Lifting the TV remote.
Cardinals lead has been cut to 3, 10-7. As we go to the top half of the 8th inning, Ron Gant's going to be leading it off. He has already had a huge ball game in the 2nd inning, picking up this shot to right center field, his 9th home run of the season, a solo shot. He then picked up a single in the 4th, and in the 5th inning delivered a bases loaded triple in the gap the other way to left center field. So a 4 RBI game for him and a chance at hitting for the cycle as he comes up leading off for the Braves. It's quite a night already.
Well, this is exactly what they signed Ron Gant for when they signed him as a free agent.
Bourbon on the mound pitching, and it misses up high to Gant. Gant, Gaetti, and Jordan do up here. Ciro Bourbon is going to be the 4th pitcher used. Foul back overhead. A ball and a strike on Ron Gant.
Bourbon, 18th appearance of the season. For a while.
Also been used. Left-handers.
You can see the results are there, but his bat is very quick. He can wait, identify a pitch, and then decide whether he wants to go after it or not.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Gant looking for a double. It would be the cycle. Outfield shading him towards right the other way. Missed outside.
Pretty good at bat for Ron Gant. He fouled off a couple tough pitches and got a good pitch to hit right here, but he was late on it, got underneath it, and pops it up. He'll take that night, though. 4 ribbies.
Hitting the cycle, no easy task. He got the hard parts done.
Yeah.
That triple especially, and the dinger, of course. 1 down. Gaieti, an RBI single, 2 RBI single in the first. Gary Gaieti with the 1 for 3 and an intentional pass in the game. 5 runs on 7 hits in the first inning off Steve Avery, who joined us late. Cardinals ended up with a 6-0 lead after the second inning, and since then the Braves have just been chipping away trying to get back into this. You see the shift on again against Gaieti. 3 infielders on that left side. Gaieti stepped up a little, trying to drive it towards the second base hole. 2 balls and 1 strike. Gaieti at 247 on the year, fouls that one back into the screen to even it up at 2-2.
He's trying to cross up that shift. That's what he did his first time up when he served one into right center. That's what he's shooting for right there. That vacated second baseman's position.
Sure would like to be able to throw it out there. He got him, and Gaieti really doesn't like it and has decided if he has to leave the game, he will.
He was called out earlier in the game on a pitch away from him back in the second inning. And he probably said something to the effect, listen, you gave him the outside pitch, now you're giving him the inside pitch. And Bill Hahn said, hey, they're both strikes. He was thinking about the outside after the play, just got caught guessing.
So Bourbon gets the strikeout, 2 down. Base is empty for Jordan, who has singled and doubled in the game, picked up 1 RBI. He's had a good series now, 6 hits in 10 at-bats in the 3 games so far between these 2 teams. Way back into left field, and he crunched this. Goodbye home run. Just watch and see where it lands. And the Cardinals have an 11-7 lead, his 7th home run of the year.
Boy, he got to that ball in a hurry. Short, quick swing. Watch his bat come through the hitting zone. Takes 1 step out of the batter's box and then breaks it down to the back row of that first deck.
Wow. He did get a hold of that one. Jordan, they can just keep him healthy and stop him from running through walls and people and everything else. Caught that baseball in the wrong place for a souvenir. Oh, Jordan's had a single, double, and a home run in the game.
Gary, it's got to make you believe that maybe getting Ronnie Gant back as the go-to guy took the pressure off the rest of this lineup, and are all starting to relax, saying, listen, Ron Gant's the man. He's going to be the guy that drives in all the key runs, so we'll just fall in place behind him. And all of a sudden, they're starting to come around with the bats a little bit more.
They've been last in the league in hitting, and you'd never know it by what you're seeing tonight.
Well, you've got to have a dude in the lineup, and that's Ron Gant, the guy that'll get it done. He walks into the ballpark with a swagger, saying, you know what? You got to deal with me.
Look at Bill Hahn, the home plate umpire. Mask off, that close to throwing Pagnozzi out. He's down on the count 0-2, and he turned around and was disputing the strike zone. 0-2 delivery by Bourbon, foul back. Count stays, 2 strikes. Up and down this lineup, some pretty good averages showing up for the Cardinal hitters. And as you said, Buck, now with likes of Gant back, you got some power to help move people around. That one off the fist, right center field. Will be hauled in by Witten, who comes in to get it. But the Cardinals add another here in the 8th inning on the home run by that man, Brian Jordan. They're up 11-7.
ESPN's Wednesday Night Baseball is brought to you by Kinko's, the new way to office, and by your local Sherwin-Williams paint and decorating stores. Ask Sherwin-Williams, America's neighborhood place for paint.
Gary Thorne and Buck Martinez back with you as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Cardinals leading this game 11-7, looking to take the 3rd game of the 4-game matchup. He said the teams have split the first 2. Pagnozzi, who was the hitter, was arguing with the umpire. Home plate umpire Bill Hahn, and he's doing it again as he comes out to catch.
See, that's the worst part of being a catcher. You know you got to go back there and stand in front of the guy you just hollered at.
You loved it, didn't you?
You know, I was really kidding.
Rick Honeycutt stays out on the mound, and Ryan Klesko steps in and takes the first pitch down low, ball 1. Honeycutt came on, gave up a hit, and got the 2 outs he needed in the 7th inning as T.J. Matthews was charged with the 2 runs on the hit in the 3rd of an inning that he worked in the 7th. Klesko, Witten, and Lopez due up. Dennis Eckersley getting ready in the bullpen for the Cardinals. Fastball just missed inside. Klesko, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Eckersley hasn't pitched since Friday, so Tony LaRouche is anxious to get him in a ball game. We'll give him an inning in the 9th.
So many of these players who've been involved importantly in this game for the Cardinals have been part of the DL alignment that St. Louis has had to live with for so much of this season. Gaetti, Eckersley, Gant, all on the DL for extended periods. You take those kind of people out of the lineup, even alone, and it's a problem. You take them out altogether, you got a real problem.
Now they just got Eckersley back from elbow problems. Came back on the 12th of June. Gaetti broke a toe.
Klesko waiting on the 2-2 delivery and reaches out to protect the plate, fouls it off outside of third base. No play. Gaetti gave chase. First half of our doubleheader here on ESPN this Wednesday night. Second half will be coming up from Dodger Stadium. So it's a great long ball season for the Chicago Cubs and Mike Piazza. Great season in every way. Cubs and Dodgers, our second game tonight right here on ESPN. You missed the report earlier. Tommy Lasorda, a mild heart attack is what was announced tonight. Underwent angioplasty and reported resting now at the hospital. We're thinking of him. So will the Dodgers be tonight. Klesko is struck out. Let's check in with Carl Ravitch. Carl?
All right, Gary, most people believe the Braves will probably meet the Indians in the World Series. The Red Sox probably won't be there, and one of the big reasons the way the Indians are playing. We told you they had 2 on. They drive them in, does Jim Thome. And the Indians are very much looking like they're going to sweep the Red Sox and also win their 15th in a row, and Charles Nagy will go to 12-1.
Red Sox can't wait for that series to be over, can they?
We'll get these guys out of town, and I'm glad they're in the Central.
Witten drives that one down the left field line towards the bullpen, where it will fall in foul.
The Indians just had a rough series with the Yankees. The Yankees swept them a 4-game series in Cleveland. Doubleheader on Friday, a single game Saturday and Sunday.
Yankee pitching has really come around.
They got a good effort on Friday night in doubleheader. Brian Boehringer and Ramiro Mendoza, 2 young pitchers, beat the Indians.
Cleveland looking for their 48th win in that ball game, while the Braves have 48 wins coming into this game tonight. Number 1 and 2 teams in baseball. The Braves 1, and the Cleveland Indians leading everyone in the American League. Very close percentage-wise in win. 1 ball, 1 strike. Honeycutt's delivery, check swing, and Witten takes it inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Mama said there'd be nights like this. Mama did. And she was right. Bobby Cox's club hasn't quit.
No, they don't come around very often for the Atlanta Braves.
Good strike on the outside corner at the knees by Honeycutt. 1 down, base is empty. Mark Witten, a single and 2 RBIs in the 6th inning. Second appearance in right field with Justice out of there. Jermaine Dye will make a lot of starts there. Witten's been moved in to play some games out there. 2-2 delivery to him. Holds up on it. Full count.
That might spark another conversation between Pagnazzi and Hahn. Honeycutt took a step toward the dugout. Javi Lopez with a home run in tonight's game.
Three-two pitch off the end of the bat to left field. Gant, plenty of time to get underneath that one, and Witten is retired. 2 down in the 8th inning. 2 away for the Braves as Honeycutt staying on here, facing both left and right-handers. We'll get to see Javi Lopez, another right-hander, who's had his 12th home run in this game, 1 for 3. Braves out hit in this game 2-1, 16-8 in the hits. Outfield will play straight away and deep on Lopez. And the left-hander's pitch to him. This is outside for a ball. Lopez has seen Honeycutt only 3 times. Not had a hit off this left-hander. This one he pops up behind first base. Mabry giving chase, and a nice catch. Tough play right over his shoulder. A 1-2-3 inning for Rick Honeycutt, and the Cardinals still on top 11-7. Cardinals have the 11-7 lead. Time now for the Kelly Springfield Tire key plays of the game. First inning was a big one. First pitch of the game. Royce Clayton was in against Steve Avery. Avery was going to have a mighty struggle in the first inning alone, much less the rest of it. It would look like this. Clayton got that one. Willie McGee launching one the other way. Gary Gaetti getting one. Brian Jordan a single. Pagnazzi a single and an RBI. Bell single RBI. Even the opposing pitcher Bennis. And then Ron Gant, second inning, chopped this one to right field. His 9th home run of the season. For Steve Avery, a monster outing in the wrong direction for him. All that in the first 2 innings.
A season high 11 hits allowed by Steve Avery, coupled with his last outing against San Francisco, in which he gave up 10 hits. He's had 2 rough starts back-to-back.
Those are really big numbers. Terrell Wade comes on in relief for the Atlanta Braves as Bobby Cox is just rolling them on now. Doesn't want to wear any one person out and is willing to go deep into the bullpen here in this ball game. This will be the 5th pitcher used. Bourbon worked an inning, gave up the home run to Jordan.
Now, Terrell Wade has a good arm. You can see just 17 hits in 22 2/3 innings and 25 strikeouts. He's got an overpowering fastball.
So he goes to work here in the 9th inning as the Cardinals would like to cushion it a little bit if they can. John Mabry still looking for a hit here in this Cardinal attack tonight. Has taken the 0 for 4. Mabry, Bell, and then the pitcher due up. Wade's delivery grounded towards right field. He's on the board. So Mabry won't have to take too big a chawing from teammates should they go on to win this game, as he's got a base hit.
He joined the party. 17th hit of the night for St. Louis.
Wow.
That's breaking out.
Against Atlanta pitching.
And Atlanta going to face him again tomorrow night right here.
Mike Bielecki, the only one who got out without being drawn for a hit. He went 2 innings, 2 solid innings. Had zeros across in his line. David Bell, the second baseman, part of that first inning with an RBI single. His 1 for 4 in the ball game. Batting at .214. Wade working with a runner on at first base. And McGriff will hold. Into the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. 11-7 lead. Wade's job here to hold it that way. Cubs and Dodgers coming up next. Take you out to LA for that one. They'll have an update, of course, on Tommy Lasorda and his condition and resting tonight will be watching that ball game. Wade's pitch a little off speed that time and got it in the strike zone. A ball and 2 strikes. Cardinals struggled on the road last year when they were dead last in the National League, going 23-48. They are looking for their 20th win on the road this year. 19-23 coming into this game. You got to play pretty close to that 500 on the road and better than that at home if you're going to be around the playoffs.
Well, they're encouraged by the way the Central Division in the National League is all stacked up. 3 games separate all 5 clubs.
And that one to right center field. They were playing him over that way. Marquise Grissom drifts over and puts it away. And Bell's retired at first base. Mabry. You know Ozzie would love the playoff shot, wouldn't he? One last time.
That would be an appropriate way for him to bow out. And Tony La Russa said, you know, Royce Clayton is probably going to have a rough spot here or there, and I'm sure Ozzie will be able to go in there and do a great job.
That will heal any wounds there might have been. Miguel Mejia is the pinch hitter. Comes on here for Honeycutt. Eckersley's ready to go into the bottom half of the 9th inning. Mejia's numbers on the season with the 0 for 8. Appeared in just 27 games, and those 8 at-bats, the total number he's had. And he takes the pitch down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mejia up with a runner on at first base and 1 away. Wade. Fastball, foul back, didn't get around on it. A ball and 2 strikes.
Mejia is a Rule 5 player. Cardinals picked him up on the Major League Draft from the Baltimore Orioles organization. He's a player with an awful lot of speed. Had 52 stolen bases last year with 2 A-ball clubs. And he never played above A-ball until this year with the Cardinals.
That's a big jump. Mejia waiting, and it misses inside. And Wade takes it to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leo Mazzoni, the pitching coach on the right. Bobby Cox talking about that strike zone by the looks of things. Everybody has been. Bill Hahn tonight has had a tough time behind the plate in that regard. Nobody wants to agree. The 2-2. And down the line, just foul. That's a tomahawk chop from another team right there. And it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mabry on at first base. McGriff holding the bag on him. They play Mejia the other way around in right field, way around. And the delivery, and he got him on an off-speed pitch. So Wade gets the strikeout, his first, 2 down here in the top of the 9th inning.
It's a breaking ball that comes down and in on Mejia. He swings over the top of it. Terrell Wade adds to his strikeout total.
He's got 2 down with Mabry still on at first base, and the top of the order in Royce Clayton. Clayton with the 3 singles, 2 runs scored in the ball game. Fouls that one back into the screen. 2 down. Atlanta Braves will be coming up. Rafael Belliard's schedule up in the number 9 spot in the order, and Marquise Grissom at the top, 2 up in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Clayton raising the average to 273 with his effort here in this game. Turned that one over and missed outside on it. A ball and a strike. Terrell Wade 1-1. Mabry off first, and that one down to right field. Witt was playing over near the line, backs up and hauls it in. So Clayton is retired. No runs on a base hit and 1 left on. And the Atlanta Braves, trailing in the ball game, will face Eckersley as we go to the bottom of the 9th.
When it's time for routine service, the name you know best is all you
on
need.
Friday night in relief. against the Expos. The hit total, that's not what we have seen from Eckersley throughout the course of his career, but control, just 3 walks. That's the same effort.
Just amazing. So let's see what the Braves can do in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Rafael Belliard will be leading it off. He had a double. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it back.
Well, everybody in the American League knows that Dennis Eckersley throws you a first pitch strike. If you miss it, he's going to work toward the corner. Works outside from here. That was the slider. That's a pitch that's given him trouble all year long. He's not had very good command of that slider. He's underneath the pitch. He gets his hand underneath it, and it just spins out of his hand. It really stays in the danger zone.
And Belliard will be denied. Ron Gant. An all-around performance tonight for Ron Gant.
And you know he loves it, too. He's played for the Braves. Obviously, it's another slider that stayed inside, and Belliard hammered it to left. Ron Gant comes in and actually falls to his knee, does a back flip, and comes up with it.
Mike Mordecai will be the pinch hitter for the pitcher Wade. 1 down. And believe it or not, in a ball game that started out 6-0 after the first 2 innings, Dennis Eckersley is in a save situation. Mordecai fouls that one back. No, he's not. No. Sorry, it's 4 runs, not 3. So he's not in a save situation. 1 ball, 1 strike on Mordecai, 1 down. Foul back towards the screen. Ignazi right up against it. Nice play. Came right down along the screen. He just got back there and waited. And Mordecai's retired, 2 down.
This ball that goes back behind the plate has the spin that will bring it back toward the field. Ignazi gets right to the screen, stays with it, and makes the catch.
So there are 2 down here in the bottom of the 9th inning, an 11-7 lead. And the Cardinals need 1 more out. Marquise Grissom off the fist fouls it back.
Gary, you can see that Eckersley's control is not there yet. He wants a new ball right now, but when he is right, he'll have pinpoint control on that outside corner. He may have lost a few miles an hour on his velocity, but when he gets the control, that's what enables him to be effective.
Big night for Marquise Grissom, and so far a losing cause. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Upping his average at 289 mark. Eckersley wasting little time. 1-1, chopped to third. Barry Gaietti's up with it, and it's not caught. Mabry couldn't go up with it. An error on the throw on Gaetti, and Grissom is on.
Gaetti just threw it into dirt, and Mabry couldn't dig it out for him. That was a pretty good pitch by Eckersley right there. It's a slider beaten right toward Gaetti. He just had too much time to think about it. Steers it right into the ground, gives Mabry a nasty short hop. Came off the heel of his glove.
Is the first error we've had in this game. And Mark Lemke's up, and he goes after it and pops it up. Gaetti and Clayton giving chase. Clayton the shortstop, and that'll do it. So it'll be the loss to Avery, 6-7. Dennis will get a win. He's going to be 7-4. A big night for Ron Gant, as he had a home run, triple, the game with the bases loaded, and a single, and some great defensive plays.
Well, the Braves took one on the chin tonight. They've got 1 more game left with the Cardinals. Cardinals looking to take 3 out of